Welcome to Games People Play, and what we do with shapes and other elements that will create codes or break codes what others are searching. So this is what I do. I create what is already in the system and I talk about it. So I'm not a professional other than the basic of what I put together. So I'm going to lower the camera on a piece of what I would like to explain, and maybe it's something that can take you further, maybe it's something you already know. Obviously, if I was giving you something that I only created and no one's ever done it before, I'd be a genius. But I'm only showing you what probably showed up somewhere before that you did not see. So here's how it goes. In this section over here, we have 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. In these formations, okay, in these formations, set on your calculator 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. If it was the phone, okay, it would be upside down, but it would be, see, it wouldn't be upside down calculator. It would be this way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We would probably have to be looking up to find this, right? See, it's on the other side. Do you understand what I'm saying? The phone is, where's my phone? See, here's my phone, here's my calculator. Are we calculating, or are we going to be doing some phone calisthenics? Let me find the face of this phone. Where is the face of this phone? It's right over here. So here we have 1, 2, 3. Here we have 7, 8, 9. So 7, 8, 1. When you're facing it, remember, from the other side, it's different. 7 and 1 is 8. 8 and 2 is 10. 9 and 3 is 12. So 7 and 1 becomes 8. 8 and 2 becomes 10. It becomes 1. 9 and 3 becomes 12. Becomes 3. You become 8, 1, 3. Because we add, every time you see a 10, all zeros become 6. You now have 16. It becomes 7. It becomes 8, 7, 3. The next line would be 4 and 4 would be 8. The next line 1 and 7 would be 8. 5 and 5 would be 10. 6 and 6 would be 12. So we end up with 8, 10, 12, 30, 30, 30. If we're adding it this way, we get 8, 8, 8. If we're adding it here, we get 10, 10, 10. We add it here, we get 12, 12, 12. 36, 30, 24. 9. Here we get 3, because it's 30. 3 plus 0 is 3, so we get 9, 3. And here we get 24 is 6, 6, 3, 9. It will always be 6, 3, 9. When you multiply, when you do numbers, if you want to bring everything to its greatest number, multiply all numbers by 3 and bring it and add them up to a single digit. 3 times, let's say, 65 is 195. 1 plus 9 is 10, and 5 is 15. 1 and 5 is 6. 3 times 6 is 18. 1 and 8 is 9. 3 times 9 is 27. 2 and 7 is 9. So these multiplications will also show you from where. 3 times 5 is 15, so we get this 15. It always shows you from where we're taking it. These are, I call quadrants, or places in space. Okay, so what we're going to do right now is we're going to get rid of the phone, we're going to get rid of the calculator, and we're going to work on simple words. We're going to work on simple words. One of the words I do like to work on is the word, and if you want to know where the formation is in this word, we're going to get a hook. We're going to use a hook, okay? And we would be hooking up the number below. And that's what G does. G hooks up 2 numbers, okay? And when you hook up 2 numbers, you just hook up 2 numbers. And if you want to hook up 1 number, okay, how do we hook up just 1 number? Okay, so we hook up 1 number. So let's go 1 hook, okay, 1 hook, and 1 line, okay, and we get J and L. How about J, okay, and L, jail. A and E comes together, more or less it would be Joel. Okay, these are just, so these letters, B, D, G, P, and Q in the alphabet all come from the circle. Okay, the R comes from the half circle. The B comes from the half circle. The D, okay, because it's large, it's created from the entirety. B cuts things in half, okay. R opens up life in this area space, because when you put two R's together, right, you end up with basically this marking in the center, a larger D, right? When you connect this larger D, you end up with your B. So you get the bigger area of the B here, the smaller here, and the smaller here, and that's why sometimes we show the bigger area of the B here. It could be that, and it could be other things, okay? We have to remember. So we get the B, the D, the G, the P, and the Q. One of them is the line on the left of the zero, top left. The other one is on the top right. These are all explaining. Now, if you want to go to top left and top right, we're going to have to go like this. We're going to have to go left of this side, left of this side, and left of this side. Since this is offline, we have to question ourselves, what is that equation? But we're not going to do it that way. Inside of here, I'm going to show you 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Here it ends up with 9. Over here in the roulette, it starts again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and it continues. So if I was doing the letter P, I would do the letter P right over here. If I was doing the D, I would be doing the D over here. Okay. Now, this is something that I'm not complete in yet. But what I'd like to talk to about inside of 2. Okay, I did it again over here. Here I did it with squares. So over here, you would see this, right? But what happens, okay, if it was this? Then my P would end up to be this way. My D, okay, would end up to be this way. So now these are two completely different things. If I put P and D together, this is what I end up, P and D. If I'm going to just do it here. Here's B, here's D, here's P, okay? All of a sudden, if we really want to format this whole thing together, we would end up with the squares, the 9 lives of the cat, the pound key, in the doghouse. This is what it shows me to represent, okay? Now, when we do it in the square world, okay, this would show me inside the house, the greatest diameter inside the house. You notice all these are 3 by 4. This is the way it's made out in the roulette table. I'm not sure if it's made out to screw us up or what it's made out to be. To jump offline, if I go online over here, this will be 17 to 1 as an odds. This, taking up the plus sign, is 8 to 1. So plus gives me 8 to 1, and in between the minus shows me 17 to 1, the gateway to Mars. Heavens connect. 8 represents heaven. 1 is the spirit. 1 is the soul that connects 1 and 1. Because in the game blackjack, okay, the ace 1 is also known as 11, or you can use it as 1, meaning it's on this side and this side, or it's just 1 in the center, good for both sides. Do you follow where I'm going with this? Do you follow where I'm going with this? So now what we're going to do is we're going to talk about the B letter. And inside this B letter, what the B does actually for us is it gives us, we're going to have to get out a brand new paper here. B gives us 2. And I know I had formatted this before. So I had this video on pause to complete the calculation of these equations and the expressions of what they give, of what comes out of the work. So inside of the B house, okay, the reverse is Y. The number of 1/4 of 100 in percentage is 25. The difference of calculations, okay, on a cube, which is 1 and 6. You notice the cube creates the L, right? 1, 2, 3, and 6. 1 plus 1 is 2, plus 1 is 3. 3 and 1 and 2 is now 6. Minus 1 is 5, minus 2 is 4, minus 3. Well, anyways, let's not get into that. Okay, so what we have over here is we have 2, 11, 20, and the minute we get to 29, these two will come to here. This one will come to here. Now 29 is now here. 38 is here. So we bring everything now to 11. Everything will now add up to 11, and then it'll go to 2. So it'll always be 2 and 11. By using this, okay, the minus, the plus, the multiplication, 2 times 11, 22 for life. 2 minus 11 is 9. 2 plus 11 is 13. 13 is 1 plus 3 is 4. We now have 9 and 4. 9 and 4, okay. What comes out of this is the planets. Planets as in numbers. Uranus is a total count of 94, okay, which is the sun aura backwards. 4 is Mars, 9 is Pluto, 4 by 9 is 36, 36 to the star key, where everything is 10, 7 and 3, 10, 9 and 1, 10, 4 and 6, 10, 8 and 1, all run by Jupiter. But how does Jupiter work? Jupiter works in sequence with the void star. You see the angles here? All these areas will create stars. And in these 4 connected stars, we come up with 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, which becomes 3, 4, 7, and 6. The diameter of the moon fits right here in number 5. Where Jupiter goes, we now replace it with the moon. So we have Venus moon, Earth moon, Saturn moon, Spirit into the moon. These are all angles, right? Remember, angles are crossovers. Up and down, okay? We have to remember how these lines work. We're not going to talk about it. You see this? When I create a square, we are directly in the center on line. If I would use 3 areas, okay, 1, 2, 3, the whole area here would have to be used to go around the area, circumferencing the area. I can't explain that. I'm not a computer technician, and if I was, I can explain to you that further. Right now, we're just doing numbers. So we start to repeat numbers, okay, once we get to right here. So we will have 2 primary numbers, okay, that run with the section. This will automatically be changed over to 14 and 26. The T, okay, the T letter, okay, or the reverse, which would be the G, okay, in the B world. I'm just going to show you that in gematria, okay, in gematria scale, the T is 7 and the G is 7, okay. When we plus and minus, because the 20th letter not in Pythagorean, regular numbers, in numbers is the T, we all zeros get a minus and plus, okay? It's minus and plus 6. You can minus and plus 4 because the in between is the 5. So we go 14 and 26. We go 16 and 24, okay? These are the ends and these are the in-betweens. 4 and 6 is the number. That is the DC world. This represents the dog, the cat, and let's say the pineal gland because the letters come out that way. This here, okay, will create 9. This will create 13, 1 and 3 and 4. We get 9 and 4, 9 and 4. 9 times 4, 9 plus 4 equals 36 and 13, 49. 49 represents the 8th heaven. We need 4 times 2 to create that. 4 times this to create 44. 44 stands for area space. 80 is communication. 4 times this is 36 and 80 is 116. If you add up 116, it becomes 613 and it says the touchdown. It's the field goal. It's the extra point. It is the touchdown. This is your birth. This is the IT world created in the sun because of what and how we get to this number. 5 times 4 is 20, 5 plus 4 is 9, 29, and 20 and 9 creates the letters I and T. Over here it creates B and I, the bi world, the two-way world. This is the church. This is the cycle, the halfway house of the moon. 4 times 7 is the 28th day of the moon. 4 times 7, 4 plus 7 is 11. The total is 39. 39 represents and says the word CL because the C is the 3rd letter, the I is the 9th letter, the L said this way is the 12th letter. Okay, so it becomes 3, 9, 3. And it says the sky. That is the word in French. Okay, we repeat. So 4 by 7 is also, we get 4 balls, we walk to the base. There's a total of 7 pitches, in which 4 would be balls, 3 would be strikes, and they would create 2 situations. 6 times 5, 6 plus 5 equals 11.
and 30 equals to 41, minus 30 and 11 equals to 29, and that is the birth. 41 repeats the letters D and A and becomes the IT in the IT system of the sun. How many actual numbers are here? There's 1 and 2, which compromise the addition of all of these, right? This is F. F is that switches everything in the B world. 2 and 9 is 11. Everything becomes 11. So these are the primary worlds. When we get to creation, the 10 world of the star key, we no longer need to use the 2. We use the 20, in which the 20 has a spread. Okay, the 20 has a spread high and low. And the high and low will create the N and the Z letter, which is both letters turned to the side. This will create the P, and this will create the X. Okay, the total of this will be 40, and the total of this one will be 40. If we use the minus, we get the 12. We use the minus, we get to 8, 12 and 8, and we revert back again, and we show you exactly how we get to that. 6 times 2, 6 plus 2 will equal to your 12 and 8. H and L says hell. This is the letter B. With the letter B, it's 0 to all zeros equals 6. It becomes 62. All zeros are created by A and E. Why is 0 become A and E? Because the O is the 15th letter, and that becomes the A, E, and O. And if you look this up, you will see that they represented as an owl in one of the designs online as some sacred design. I don't know how it works, but A and E equals to O, and all of a sudden we end up with the 2 creating 0, 2 as a number becomes 512. 51 is Mars, 52 is Earth, 51 and 52. Remember, this is a long process. This is like going into a pharmacy and mixing elements together. 51 and 52 equals to 103. All zeros equal 6. We're back to the touchdown. We're back to the PC world. P and C. 63 is the creation and represents the moons of Mars. 103 will represent this planet, also known as the first and the 9th planet. In fact, it's 1369 because of how the cube is now related, because the cube, all these, okay, even this cube over here, the 6 cube, does not show a dot, but is the only cube that is enlightened. The 6 cube is the only cube, okay, where the dot on the opposite side does not reflect. So the 6 will leave. You notice in the cubes there's one area here space and one area here space that's empty. There's always 2 spaces empty. Only the 6 will fill up all the spaces when the cube is turned. We get to the 4, which is the D. We get to the 15. What we're working on is the circles. Remember, we're working on the circle letters. So now 4, 13, 22, 31. You see right here we're repeating at 31. Here it's 4th and last, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. On the 11th, the 4th and the 11th. Here it becomes 1, 2, 2 and 4, repeat. And then again, 6 and 11 repeat, which is now 6 and 2. On this one over here, 1, 2, 3, 4, the 2nd and the 4th repeat. And then 5th, the 6th, the 7th, and the 10th repeat. The reason I did this is because I started at the 15th letter. I'm not going 0, 6 over here. So this will drop down. So we have 6 and 9 repeating. 7 and 8 is the gateway. Why? Because the Canadian penny. Okay, 7 becomes 5, 8 becomes 10. 1 plus 0 is 1, becomes 5 and 1. 5 and 1 is Mars. This is all Mars. This is your rotation. What's 69? You tell me what 6 and 9 meets. 6 and 9 is actually B and D. This is your 6, and this is your 9. It's also the percentage sign and represents the 8 heaven because of what's in the design. We seem to, well, those who do art and those who do hieroglyphics and all this, that's this explanation. Okay? 8 and 7 is your gateway. 60 is the time clock. Remember 15. Earth is 52. Mars is 51. They both represent 1 quarter. Mars represents the quarter of the clock. 24 represents the 9 lives of the cat. Also, the number 42, okay, will represent the numbers 5 and 9. 9 times 5 equals 45. It represents what is inside the sun. Okay, what is inside the sun? 5 plus 4 is 9, and we'll create the numbers in the IT system. P and G, two more circled numbers together. P can be used as a capital, okay, and as a small cap using the same shape and design. Same as the O letter, but not the D and P. Okay, here we get 16 and 25. They all add up to the 7, which is the other circle number. So, hold on a second. Okay, you heard the bell ring. So we're going to finish off with these numbers. We're now on to G and P. Okay, 16, 25. Inside P and G, we now get Earth. We also get P and two letters Y. We get DC and DC again. This will bring us out to the year 2016. 2016 is the year of the half-life because of numbers 1 and 6. Because of numbers 1 and 6, because inside the 6 cube, I'm just going to try and take out the 6 cube. Inside the 6 cube, the expression of a cube is showing that the halfway is right over here. It's the halfway, it's the separation. This separation will show you as number 2 and 8 and 4 and 6 in basic, unless you're holding the cube up this way. Because when you hold the cube up this way, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All the in-betweens are the half. This is your greatest diameter. Everything else becomes in between, and it becomes discussable. Inside of here, because of the half-life, we now can connect the dots and create the H and the I, which creates the 8 and the 9, telling me that 8 and 9 is now the half-life. Okay, the plus sign, if we would remove this, we would have the plus sign inside here, or a universal joint. Universal joints are used to connect one transmission into another transmission, which is actually more like two Earths, let's say. The front wheels to the back wheels, okay? So we're going to remove this right now. 70 is the clock of 60, plus 10 creation of man, 9 the birth, 7 the gateway, connecting the guys to Earth of the half-life. Might sound confusing. Now what we're going to do here is it's 0, 2. All zeros equal 6 becomes 62, or 26. 26 and 20 equals 46. 46 is now inside D. D becomes 0, 4 becomes 64. 15 stays 15, 16 stays 16. This becomes 0, 7, okay, which is reverted to 67. Okay, 0, 7, 67. Well, P takes that over because P is a 1 in it. All 1s will equal to 1 and 0 will now increase by 6. Increase 1 by 6, increase 2 by 6, increase 3. Let's not get there right now. But this is in the 10 position. It's 10 and 6, making it 16. There's two ways to look at this. Things increase. Let's not go there. So what happens over here is we end up with 20. And this is the H, and this is the hell. We connect the two worlds of memory. The spirit of alpha beta. The halfway life. Anytime you split something in half, you end up with two sides. Each side is half and half. The number to half and half is 1 and 2. 2 to 1, 1 and 2, or 21st letter is U, and the 12th letter is L. It means the reader. Lu, the reader, or to see. When you add them together, you get the number 33. You minus it, you get 9. 3 times 3, 3 plus 3 is 6 and 9, and that is your rotation in birth. 6 times 4, 6 plus 4 is 24 and 10, the day that man came into time. Time heaven. Minus and plus, 34, 14, the DC world inside the IT world of the sun. 1 times 4, 1 plus 4 equals 5 and 4. 5 times 4 equals 20. 5 plus 4 equals 9. 29 inside the Venus world. Another thing I want to mention on these things is that if I was into piano, okay, B, okay, is also known as the 2nd letter. B is also known as the 9th letter. B is also known as the 16th letter, and B is also known as the 2 plus 7 is 9, 16, as the 20 third letter. So we would get 2, 9, 7, and 5. These two will now connect the moon. They now connect P and W. Communication is number 23 because it says CB. Okay, 3 times 2, 3 plus 2 is now 5 and 6. 5 and 6 will now create an inside of Mars, one part of Venus. 36 times 4 is 24 and 10. This is the DC world, right over here, found inside P. And these are our presidents. John F. Kennedy was the 34th president, and Barack Obama was the 43rd president because Grover Cleveland was counted twice. We have 5, 4 equals to the sun. We have 5, 6 equals to the red sun. 5 and 6 is an equivalent to the red sun. 5 and 4 is the sun. It's just the word sun. I like to refer this as the orange sun because number 45, it refers to the fox because FOX. 6 becomes out in pagan. 1 times 6, 1 plus 6 is 7 and 6, the spirit of 76. Now what's so funny about 7 and 6 is that there's just so many things. Is that let's just skip this. I want to go to this right now. And 3 times 4. Let's do this in the calculator. 3 times 4 plus 3 times 4 equals to 60. That is time. 3 plus 4 and 3 plus 4 equals 14. 3 times 4 and 3 times 4 is 12. 3 times 4 is 12, so we're going to multiply it by 12. Equals, then 3 times 4 again is 12. 168 hours in a week times 12 equals to 2016. P and T, the point in the matter. So now we're going to do one more. We have the Q. Q comes from the inside. Q is the capital. Capital with a line through O, with another line through O. And now we have starting to begin connecting two sides. We draw these two in between. Okay, and now I would have to draw this, and then I would continue with my Q, and now we have the ace 11 on two sides. You see the separation? Now in gematria, right, this would be T. See what would happen? The T would come over here, and this one would be G. If you take the design, this one would be G. They're both at the points. This is 1 and 1. And 1 and 1, because this is how gematria talks to us. This is what gematria says. And all in between, while we do this, we can add a couple of wings on to each side if we want, or the ears of the cat. We can put this up here and put this up here, and we end up with the Star of David. But I didn't want to go over there. This represents the dog. This is the electric company. This is area space. And now they start to repeat the numbers. This will give us separation. 1 times 7, 1 plus 7 equals 7 and 8. The separation of the penny. 8 and 9 is the half-life, as I just showed you over here. The only way to get the 8 and 9 is the half-life. 9 is the entirety of 8 in which what we live. 8 plus 1 in the center, because 1, 1, and all. 1 goes to all. This is the only one that represents 7. Every other side will duplicate to 5. Why? Because in the missing corners of 3, you see these two corners here are taken up here. The 2 corner and the 5 is all taken up. So all cubes will turn to 5. So you have 4 sides of 5. 4 times 5 equals to 20. And 2 times sides equal to 7 equals to 14. And that is your 34. 20 and 14 equals to your 34. 0, 6, and 34. Okay, which equals to 28 and 40. Cycle of the moon of the blue world. The blue world gas, whatever you want to call it. It becomes the IT system. This is communication. 80, which means 4 times 20 in French. This also is connected to marijuana, THC. Something inside our mind, just like the coral reef, is connected to this number. 5 times 3, 5 plus 3 will equal to 13. This will equal to, 5 times 3, 5 plus 3. This equals to 15 and 0, 8. This equals to number 23. There's another way to get to 23, and that's with number 2 times 7, 2 plus 7 equals to 14 and equals to 0, 9. You see we get 8 and 9 and 15 and 14. 15 and 14th letter is this. Now we're going to go here. 15 plus 14 equals to 29. 1 and 5 is 6. 1 and 4 is 5. We get 3.14159265 and the first beginning of pi. Raphael 7286 in a constellation of Pegasus. Thank you for watching this video. I will come back and show you the gematria up and down of where we go all the way to the top. We come down to G, we go over to T, and we're creating the gematria bridge right here. Knowledge shared, Raphael 7286. I hope I didn't lull you to sleep. Thank you for watching. One day my goal is to hook up with somebody else and get this thing done on a big giant some sort of computer. Edward Snowden, are you ready? Can we do this? Can we build something that will decipher the entire world and understanding of all codes that pass through television and radio and music? That's what this will do, shapes and colors. Thank you for watching.